Q-U-A-C-K, Quack! 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 12 and... Ow! I am your host, Adam Chamail.
And I'm Aaron C. Schroeder, your co-host.
Ooh, that is right.
See, now I've done it twice in a row.
Yeah, I love it. And this is the Quack 12 podcast, the most official, unofficial Oregon Ducks sporting podcast on the web Footosphere, and the last Pac-12 podcast in the world. And Aaron, we got us another W.
Quack, quack. And honestly, the way I watched it, thank you for recording that 1 hour recap for me, because it seemed like it was just that kind of game it's probably better to watch this sucker and fast forward.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't exactly a thrilling game.
Yeah, how did the full-length version feel? A little slow?
You know what's funny is, and it was also incredibly annoying, when you were watching this game, especially the way NorthWestern was playing it, it was very obvious. I mean, this is NorthWestern's only style of play, really, is that they were like, we need to drain this clock. We need to try to play mistake-free football. That didn't really work out for them. But it's like, we need to just march down the field methodically. No, like when we take a big shot, it needs to, it's got to be like, hopefully a high level. I mean, a calculated risk that hopefully pays off,
which they did do at the very end.
Once we had our 2s and 3s in, sure, yeah, and
yes, exactly.
It was truly, and like the first drive, you could really see that and stuff like that. That was the goal. They certainly did have more success running the ball than I'm sure Dan Lanning wanted early on. I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about, but
I didn't feel super.
No. So that was the feeling of it. And then, we get the turnover, the awesome Bryce Betcher interception, which may have been a penalty that we got away with. And then we, march down the field. And so, like, the clock, like, the first quarter, I was like, holy cow, I wish all football was like this. Like, it's flying by in the first quarter. Did that interception
happen that early in?
I believe
it really did, didn't it?
I'll pull up the drive. Yeah, I believe it, ended that first drive, but it just, like, took forever to even happen.
The thing that I thought... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, but so at first you're like, oh, man, this first quarter is flying by. Like, I hope all of it goes this way. But then, dude, I think it was Fox. They just found a way to be like, oh, it's going to be this kind of game. 20 commercials. Like, more so than normal. They're like, we got to get ours right now. Like... They were really packing them in when they could. It felt pretty noticeable compared to other games I saw.
Sure.
And so that, the first game, I mean, the first one, I guess we got the ball. This is kind of, I barely remembered this. They did force us to punt on that first drive, which I don't remember.
I was like, oh, wow. They held us. It was 3rd and 9, and they stopped it completely, and it was like, oh shit,
And
the first little bit did feel like, oh, we do have a bit more competition in this game.
Well, but
I will say,
the game before, it was like the first play we get like a whatever it was 60-yard
like,
touchdown.
Oh wow, we're punting on our first drive. That's weird. That's new.
This team is honestly, that vibe of being like, there's some resistance. This is crazy. That was like this whole game. Because like there's some Duck fans that were like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that game. But it's like,
it could be that the field is weird. I mean,
dude, you got to take a step back and realize we were up 34 to goddamn 0.
Yeah. I mean,
in the fourth quarter. So
it is also the field they practice on, right?
Yeah, well, and play on, but it is their practice field because they're still working on it.
You know, like maybe there's nuancy things maybe that's just like, oh, this is weird to play in.
One thing I hate is, I think it's pretty lazy, is when people like commentators will just talk about, they'll be like, body clock. The body clock is weird on this one because for the Ducks, like, you know, this was started at noon, but for the Ducks, it's like playing a football game at 9 a.m. And that's pretty
It's like,
strange.
well, where do you think they are at 9 a.m? They're at the
practice
gym.
field. That's what I always feel. I always think it's like really lazy. And it's like, instead of talking about key actual matchups that aren't just skill positions, you just go to that. But then again, watching this game and watching the first half, I was like, kind of feels like their body clock is getting low. But also, it's their first road game of the season. It's not like a normal ass opening road game is like, you know, farthest you're going typically is like Texas. This, I guess this would be the same distance, but like you were. It was traveling quite a bit, you know, and playing in front of, like, it's almost like the lack of opposing crowd felt weird. There's like max you can get 12,000 people in there. It looked like a cool place to be, though.
Yeah, it looked like, this is where you want to watch a football game.
Dude, on Lake Michigan, and I've been kind of upset ever since joining the Big Ten. I really am like, dude, Lake Michigan is pretty freaking cool. It looks like a goddamn ocean. Yeah, it is amazing.
It's huge. They're all huge.
Do you remember when we had that giant inflatable duck for the Big Ten? Everyone was saying, you gotta get that duck on that lake.
That would be messed up, though, man. That's pretty, like, what's up? We're in town, and this isn't even that big of a game.
Yeah. It is. Like, I agree. It's kind of overkill, but it also would have been funny as hell.
Yeah. What do you think about this? So, going through the first half, it did feel like, oh, wow, there's a little bit of resistance here. How interesting to watch them, like, deal with this. But then when Northwestern ended the half by taking a knee with like plenty of time to take another shot down the field, but they chose not to do points.
You saw what was happening when they were taking shots with their quarterback.
Well, yeah,
it's literally they were happy
like a
to
weird sign of like literally they bent the knee. They were like, you know what? Let's just get through this second half together and we'll be done with this.
Well, at that point, I think they were literally, it was 31 seconds left. They were like
14-0, right?
Yeah, no, it was 17-0. Yeah. I think they were literally like, it could be worse. And it's just like, if they were going to win this game, it wasn't most likely going to be because of explosive plays from their offense.
Right. They were still in that, well, this is just clock management.
Yeah.
The sooner we're in the locker room healing up, the better.
It's like, you know what? We start with the ball in the third quarter. If we just march down the field, have a miracle long drive.
Oh, they did have the ball first.
Oh, yeah. Or we had the ball first. In the second half, they had the ball. And,
okay, that's what I thought.
And I think they were just happy. They're like, you know what? This could be a lot. This could be an Oklahoma State situation. And I do think they were... this is damning with faint praise. They were a more organized squad than Oklahoma State. You know, like, I think they would probably be favored against an Oklahoma State. That is saying like nothing. And the whole game did feel a little weird, even though we were dominant, because a lot of times there were situations, especially on their offense, where it was like, they were having success. They were going down the field, And there were times where it'd be like, if this quarterback were better, or if their line were slightly better, or if he had another second, or if it was just like, if he just made this throw, which is totally a manageable throw, or if this receiver just held onto this ball, which was a totally catchable ball, then they could have had more momentum. It was a lot of them just, like fumbling or throwing a bad pick or or dropping a ball. But
also, even though they showed that they could go down the field once they were in the zone, it was like weirdly we just shut them down and would constantly move them back again.
It was almost
their red zone is bad.
Yeah. It was almost like a bend don't break situation, but it was more like Oregon's elite defensive talent. Like there were things where
that's where we show up.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, that was a bad throw, or like, oh, he fumbled the ball, seemingly with no one touching him. But you got to add, like, when DJU or Tuioti is in your face, coming right at you, like, or like down the field, people are blanketed, or we get away with a little bit of a hold or something like that. It does add, like, mentally, these mistakes are still kind of we are adding to these mistakes just because the theoretical pressure or the pressure that's about to get there, or like feeling like, okay, I gotta try to make a play, like that is still on us. Overall, I felt very good about this game. It was little things like the beginning of the fourth quarter, starting with like Dante Moore's hideous pick, where it was like first interception of the season, where it's like, and meaningless overall, where it's like, if he threw to anybody but the guy he was trying to throw to, or if he just didn't underthrow it. This is to start the fourth quarter. It was really Dante Moore's like...
Oh, I think they skipped that one in the hour-long repeat.
It was just kind of like, we were really marching down the field very well, like we had the whole game. Except all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm going to go for like a deep pass. But he like underthrew the deep pass and happened to choose the one guy who like 5 guys were around. And it was just like, it literally felt like he was bored. He's like, this would be fun. And like, so it's nothing to be concerned about, but it was something that I'm sure gamblers who were trying to get the 28.5 point cover, they were upset about. And they were also upset about the points we allowed in the end,
But who cares?
Who cares?
Here's the thing. You mentioned, us being on top of the quarterback. But I'll say it did seem like we were giving him like 3-4 seconds in the pocket he had plenty of time to make his different choices. I felt like
sometimes, I mean,
at least I get an hour-long version, right? So I get a lot of first downs.
We DJU and Tuioti.
But it did seem like we were allowing him enough time to be like, oh, they've gave me like 5 fucking seconds back here to like really choose something crazy.
First of all, watch your tongue. That was really rude of you. But that, like, you get one warning. Okay. That's fucking ridiculous. And then, but I do think it was like at first it was like, oh, we were kind of giving them the run. Like, we'd rather you try to march down for these long, like 20 play drives. It's like, you're going to mess up eventually. And that did pay off. They really did. Except eventually you could see then Dan Lanning be like, okay, but we don't want them to have this much freaking success in the run game. And so then we were focusing a little more on that. And it became pretty clear that a way to really get this score lopsided is to let their man Preston Stone throw the ball. Like, they're definitely not beating us by airing this out. They don't have the receivers. They didn't really have the O-line to keep him that.
So giving him 4 seconds to take shots is like
sure. I mean, it didn't work out for him. He was 11 of 21 for 135 yards and 2 interceptions. Like, sure, let that guy throw I think it became the calculated, like, you know what? Let's stop this run a little bit more and let
That's what I was witnessing.
Because the other thing is, we did get in their backfield quite a bit. We had 2 sacks and 4 tackles for a loss.
Yeah.
And it was pretty damn cool. And, you know, all their offensive success happened because we had our backups in. Yeah. Though our backup, and like honestly, some of those were like third stringers because our backups were still making plays. Jerry Mixon, who's been absolutely killing it. He was actually, I believe, the Big Ten Player of the Week, which is pretty cool when the guy, you know, first off the bench, but on the bench is getting like Big Ten Player Defense of the Week. He's one of the people that got a pick 6 against Oklahoma State the week before. And in this, he gets he almost got another pick 6. Like he had a head full of steam when he got the interception. He's really good. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's getting starting time, but if he were, purely because I think the success that our starting linebackers are having and like, you know, the seniority, and they're very good too. But he's knocking on the door, and like physically, maybe he is actually a little more talented. You know, like Bryce Betcher is someone you want. Like, he also got an interception. It's someone you want leading the defense, but the ceiling may be higher for Mixon, which is very exciting because Betcher's really good, and you know Devin Jackson pretty damn good himself too.
And remind me, Betcher did completely devote himself to football, right?
I believe. I don't think he's playing for the baseball season team this season, but I don't know. He's always iffy. He's always seems to be like, I want to be in the best in Major League Baseball and the NFL in one year. He's a very cool guy. You betcha. If there's anything to be concerned about per se, and also, you know, it seemed like we were pretty dang injury free. Though there is some rumors that like DeCorian Moore, who was, again, like they covered him pretty well. Like Northwestern hangs their hat on their defense. That's why we like steal their best secondary player, you know, which I think that kind of tells the tale of like where these two teams are. Like, yeah, like Northwesterns are developing their defense. Hopefully, you know, like they hope each year it's like, okay, we got the right amount of like seniority and like developed talent, and then meanwhile we're like, yeah, we're doing that same thing, but also we'll take your best player and like, or one of your best players in Theinman and just add him to our awesome squad. Like that's kind of the difference we're at. But DeCorian Moore supposedly in this last practice from at post Northwestern to here, he did get injured. It sounds like not serious, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him against Oregon State. Also, Austin Novosad are typically our number 2 QB. He seems like he's been injured for a while, which is why you saw immediately Luke Moga and Brock Thomas come out. And I really want against Oregon State, I want to see more of our backup QBs. I want to see more backup linemen, both on the offense and the defense. I want more backups in general because Penn State is going to have a bye week before they play us in the giant game at home.
Which sometimes can be
it can be negative. Yeah, it's not always a
It's all about
thing.
The team, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? But yeah, no, they did a pretty good job, like, covering DeCorian Moore, I thought, though still, like, he got his 4 receptions for 49 yards, but, you know, definitely limiting him quite a bit. And we only threw for, like, 197 yards, but, as always, rushing 176 yards, 3 touchdowns, including freshman Dier Hill Jr.'s first touchdown, 66-yard touchdown to, like, really break open it was like, yeah, I mean, hey, we're only up 17-0. Crazier things have happened. And then like that touchdown really was like, okay, no, this is blowout territory. Yeah. And Jaden Lamar, things are interesting in the running game right now because we keep saying like it's insane how deep our bench is, and how the rotation we're getting right now. Noah Whittington, I don't think it's too serious, but he didn't play this game,
right?
Injury. I don't think it's too serious. And then, like, the transfer into the program, Mekhi Hughes, which a lot of people are being like, well, why isn't he playing? Is this like a doghouse situation? Is this an injury? Few people are saying injury, but they're definitely being like, why isn't this, a huge storyline of like, holy cow, this guy from Tulane who's really good transferring in, and he's barely playing in like... like when
maybe
a true freshman,
he's not meshing with the system quite yet.
It that seems to be the main thing of like, well, we want really good block. We want our running backs to also be really good blockers. It's a whole system, and maybe it's just taking a little. Some weeks there's no real bad juju or word or scuttlebutt coming out, but he is a really talented back. Also, I think it literally is like, dude, Jaden Lamar, Jay Harris, and Jordan Davison are really freaking good.
Yeah.
They're really good. And
also, let's not forget that these are all still also humans.
Yeah.
And having to move from New Orleans up to Eugene, I'm sure there's some level of shock going on there.
Yeah.
Because they are different environments.
Mm-hmm. It certainly would be really cool to see like, oh no, Mekhi Hughes is actually starting RB, because even if it's like, yeah, he's having a hard time, it'd be cool if we get a quick enough lead against Oregon State that we can be like, yeah, no, this is going to be your game, you really take it, like you can be a workhorse, so when we play against Penn State, everyone's even fresher. Like that's my big thing is like, I really, and I'm sure everyone's thinking this, and we can even get into it, Oregon State makes me so sad. Like it is the saddest part. Like Oregon State and Wazoo, they have just been left to die, and you're just watching them die on the side of the road.
Yeah, but
they are bad. And so I want it to be like, I really, really, really want a really quick lead to get into garbage time as soon as possible to prevent injuries from our starters, to get that really valuable practice time with the 2s and 3s, but also just to keep us as fresh as possible.
Yes.
We all want this.
That's the game.
It's on the table. Speaking of Oregon State, I mean, unless you got anything else to say about Northwestern, which I'm rooting for them. They're just not a great team, but yeah.
Yeah, it more revolves around our team, I guess. It just seemed like, oh, right, all these kids are having to learn that while it doesn't look super like quote unquote aggressive, it is a really impactful style of play that I am sure after 2 or 3 plays in a row, no matter what position you're in, you're like, damn, I could go for a Gatorade.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're all still getting their quote unquote sea legs about them. And I think that this was maybe that kind of a good game to have.
I think the best thing about this game, besides us just absolutely kicking the crap out of them and being up 34-0, and that most of the mistakes are very easily like, I don't think we'll see, but I don't really think we have a problem stopping the run. I think this is just more to this game, weird timing and stuff. One of the coolest things about this, I think there was at least 2 not called penalties on the Ducks, but it's like we weren't the home team, so it's not like we're getting huge favored. There's probably like a couple penalties that they should have called against us, including that interception on the first one. But in the end, 0 penalties. Our first road game, weird body clock things aside, 0 penalties. And we're playing the 2s and 3s, and they're not even making penalties, even if they're letting scores come in late. But, like, that is so damn, we are a disciplined team. That's going to help you so much. That gets you wins, honestly, because we got a crazy environment we're going to be playing against Penn State, but we seem to be, holy cow, dude.
Very plausible answer right here.
Let's hear it.
The reason why the homie isn't showing up in running back position, like you said, is because he's also having to play defense. But because we are trying to go after or you know what I mean, he's going to have to play blocker.
Oh, yeah.
He's defending.
I mean,
anyway,
that's the wrong word, but I get what you mean.
Yeah. But because he's also going to have to defend the quarterback.
Yeah. Stop saying the word defense.
I
get what you mean.
Yes, but
you're like, yeah, offensive linemen are kind of defensive players because they defend the court. It's like
quarterback,
sure,
yes, exactly.
But you're saying the wrong
All
word.
angles are true. Anyway, because he's having to do that, but because we are trying to seemingly be one of those zero mistake games, it could just be that he's still having to get a little hold going to stop the person he's in charge of, being in front of.
Yeah, and
it's
exactly.
Just that.
I think it's like
and so
one
Lanning
of the reasons.
is like, no flags.
Yeah,
figure it out.
Exactly, or like, oh, you keep missing this blocking assignment in practice, and until you get that perfectly, or they could just be like, no, we're gonna unleash you against Penn State. I don't really believe that one. I think it's more like, dude, it's just best guy wins the rotation, and you were amazing at Tulane, but people are sleeping on Jaden Lamar. He's freaking good. Stuff like that. It could be Jay Harrison. He's freaking good.
It could also be that Lanning has promised him his time. It's just not quite there yet.
Yeah. Honestly, I truly, it's very possible.
Give me 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
Trust me, you're going to be in there.
It's really not that important either.
It really isn't. Are people getting bent out of shape, or is this just
it's just a little curious, You're like, huh.
Yeah.
But we just have that luxury. Other teams, you would absolutely maybe be like other teams in our conference and in our true conference, the Pac-12, they would be like, no, that's number one. That's our best player on the entire team. At Oregon, he's fighting for playing time because we're that freaking good. Now, Aaron, before we get a little more into Oregon State, just a couple shout outs. First of all, you can tell I'm wearing this like Liberty colors here. Got Sabrina's New York Liberty jersey up here. It's because they're in the playoffs right now. They're coming off a championship winning season. They're underdogs now. They just won their first game of the playoffs, but at the same time, their star player, you could say even more than Sabrina Ionescu, as if, but their key player, Brianna Stewart, she just had a leg injury. It looked kind of serious, so shout out to her. They got a tough matchup because they're going against the great Satu Sabally, of course. Just shouting out New York Liberty, shouting out Sabrina Ionescu. Goat doing goat shit. She's great. Yeah. And also, we got to get into this segment, which we're trying to do every week. And you got to go over to the Quack 12 YouTube, subscribe if you really want to partake in this. This is Adam's sad toy corner. And that I got to show off a different toy every week. You know this.
Yes.
This week it's been in frame the entire time. I'm talking about.
Yep.
I'm not moving it, but the U of O lava lamp. I love this thing.
Way back. Oh, it's in the mirror.
It's in the mirror right here.
Whoa. I would have never guessed that was a mirror.
It was like an I Spy. Yeah, exactly. It's like an I Spy. I freaking love this thing. It's also a really bad speaker. I never use it for that, but it's cool that it is a speaker. And
I've never heard a speaker I didn't like.
So, Aaron, Oregon State, they bad. They're really bad. So they just played Texas Tech and just got, Texas Tech wasn't playing perfect ball even. And just got absolutely dismantled 45-14. It has been a while since I've seen certainly a team that's supposedly not FCS just get ran through like this.
it was bad.
It was. They didn't belong on that field. Like one, and they were traveling. But once Texas Tech, once a receiver caught the ball, it was taking 2 to 4 Beavers to take him down. No one was getting taken down with just one guy. The defense was really hard to watch.
And that's kind of one of our things is that we're already hard to take down.
Oh, dude. Oh, our running back. So I hope we still have a good stable. I mean, this is the nice thing. People kept being like, why are we running 6 running backs? It's too many. It's because, one's been injured, one maybe taking a little while, and we want to get some rest, and we still have enough that we should be able to just destroy this Beavers team. There's really no reason for it. Malik Murphy, there's times where their quarterback, there's times where I've been impressed by his athletic ability, but was making some really, really rough call, desperate passes that were the easy. It was there was no way any Beaver was getting this ball. Only a Red Raider was catching this ball. He threw 2 picks. Could have been worse. 24-43 for 278 yards. 2 touchdowns, but they were 2 late touchdowns after this game was really out of hand.
The ones that happened, when the fans have left.
Yeah, and it was rough. Texas Tech wasn't even playing all that well. They threw an interception. Could have been another one. It was Baron Morton, which is a cool name. I believe I forget if we played him or he was. I believe he was on the squad when we played Texas Tech. I forget.
I am the Baron Morton.
Yeah, Texas Tech is a decent ass team. They were ranked number 21, but even then it was hard to tell against this Beavers team because they're just that bad. I even have a clip here. Please don't sue us, whoever actually owns this clip. But Oregon State's special teams especially have been god awful. I think we mentioned it last time. Just truly a net negative on a team that's already really, really struggling, who's already punting a lot. And then they're not very disasters are happening at punt.
No.
When they played against Fresno State, the kicking game really screwed them over. As their head coach says, I'll just play this quote. This is at the halftime interview. It's still a game against Fresno State, which goes to show that Oregon State could give us, it could be a NorthWestern thing where it's they're not dead yet. And it's already, quarter and a half. But here's a quote from their coach being interviewed on TV, on the CW, no doubt, I believe, about their special teams.
We've allowed ourselves to create their success. Both in special teams, fucking joke, right? And then on big plays on defense, 2 long runs for touchdowns that shouldn't exist. They did nothing to harm us. We got to stop killing ourselves.
Did you catch that? I said fucking joke on live TV. And it's
which is wild that got through because it's on a delay.
You would. I mean, I guess it's it must be hard when people curse. During football games, it tends to get through, so it must be a delay, but it must be such. I assume it's a delay, but maybe it's actually too short. Speaking of delay, we should mention
put it on a time delay for when streakers show up.
Yeah,
there's a 15,
actually.
I think it's 15 or 20 seconds.
Nowadays, it seems like when streakers happen, their main move is just the camera does not show it. That seems to be their main move. So maybe there isn't much of a delay, but you would assume so. Speaking of delay, though, thanks for teeing me up. There is a little more excuse. I don't know if this should really hurt the Beavers so much that they get blown out by Texas Tech, but there was multiple lightning delays throughout the country and different parts of the country too. This is, I believe, Texas Tech is Lubbock, Texas, if I remember correctly. Correct. There was a lightning delay immediately. There was like 3 plays in or something like that.
Yeah, we're getting close to that type of season. It's thunderstorm season starting up.
There was something like a 2-hour delay for this game, which may have thrown things off, but It's also just the Beavers are bad. There's also one for like Miami USF. By the way, things may be gearing up. Miami may be really good this season. They are really good this season. So it may be a Cristobal versus Dan Lanning thing, and that would be freaking crazy.
Way.
It may happen.
No way. Cristobal's a joke.
We'll see. I mean, I may agree with you, but we'll see. And there was a couple other lightning delays. But, dude, Oregon State, I don't think they're true garbage fire. No, they are garbage fire, but we do need to still be on our game to hopefully run up the score high enough that we can get some rest. That's the main goal. I don't care if we only beat them by 14 or 21 points. It would be a little concerning, but it's like I really don't care what we look like in this game. I more care about the minutes each Duck is playing, which I think a lot of Duck fans are feeling this way.
I think what Oklahoma State made me be cognizant of is, there's a level of play that's so bad, people get fucking hurt.
Yeah.
People are just falling into other dudes' knees well after the fact. Like, homies, come on. You can't be this bad.
I really want... I pray... I don't want Dante Moore to play any of the second half whatsoever, because it would behoove us if Austin Novosad especially still isn't good to go. I don't know if he is the true number 2 QB. It seems like Luke Moga is actually really stepping up.
He hasn't disappointed me yet.
He hasn't disappointed. He could be like, it's always been with Luke Moga. It's like, dude, this guy's got wheels. He is freaking fast. And then it's like, is the passing ability there? I think
fine enough.
And like, by the time
what we do,
by the time
is he gonna be taking deep shots? Maybe 3 less than anyone else.
Yeah, I think he has been, and
Short
it's like
pass, good.
What I want Luke Moga to get serious playing time. Brock Thomas is the guy behind him who's the walk-on from Eugene, Oregon, which is cool. But he's, quite frankly, looked like a walk-on from Eugene, Oregon by the time he gets out there. And it may be by the time these guys are coming out, it's like, we don't want you scoring a touchdown. We want you getting a first down. That is your actual goal. Yeah. I would love if we get to the point where Luke Moga's coming out and we're like, no, we want you to pretend that you are next week starting against Penn State, because who knows, we may need to call upon you. Like, for real, Yeah. So we want you to have this team and truly be the QB. Like, that would help us out so much. I don't even want the, like, hey, let's get Dante Moore out there for one final drive to get a nail in the coffin. Maybe it's good, but it's like, Dante Moore's gotten his reps. If it's going to happen against Penn State, like, if he's going to go off or if he's going to be bad, it's probably going to... I don't know if a second half against Oregon State is going to be the thing that locks him in. So that's really what I'm looking for. I think the defense is going to do pretty dang good against this Beavers team, but they should, like, on offense isn't really... It has been a problem, but it's like they have been... That's been the better side of the ball. I don't know if that's good, but like, it's only because their special teams are so bad and their defense is also bad. I feel for this Beavers team, dude. Like, and Wazoo got blown out by North Texas Mean Green. They got blown out, and they will be playing the Huskies, who are coming off of a bye week. Like, they're also going to get destroyed. It's just a tough time for the Pac-12 right now, and I think every single Duck fan is in the same thing. It's like, dude, not only does this rivalry game not have a rivalry name right now, but
not even a rivalry.
It's not even a rivalry. Like, the rivalry truly feels like it's dead. Though I will say, and for the next 2 seasons. For us history buffs, it's like, ugh, that is rough. But for the next 2 seasons, I believe we will not have Oregon State on the schedule. due to weird scheduling things, us going to the Big Ten.
Fine.
And shit. But we are in works to turn this into a game that will still happen every single season. Unfortunately, it's just going to probably turn into like it's going to be our warm-up game every year. But that's kind of cool because it's like if we got to, we got to play some Portland State, Montana State, something like that.
Multnomah Athletic Club.
Multnomah Athletic Club. That's the real rivalry. Like we've got to play someone like that. I would be really happy if it's the Beavers. Honestly, I'd be happy if we get to this point where we're paying them to play us even when we play at Oregon State. Dude, like I would. It's like maybe it's seriously charity at this point. And then once every 20 years they beat us. It's unfortunately kind of getting to that stage. I don't know. Maybe
I'm going too far here. Maybe this is a limb that might break. Let's see.
Let's hear. You're not an Oregonian. Let's rip that Band-Aid off.
I don't think. Look, the rivalry we had with Oregon State was more like two kid brothers giving each other noogies. There's no place for that in today's climate. We're way too extreme now. So what we need is an actual blood on the ground rivalry. And I think it is obvious since we joined. Who did we join this conference with?
Washington, UCLA.
And who do we actually dislike?
I hate Washington to my core.
So wouldn't that be the one that makes a lot more sense? And isn't that the game that's ending the season? I think what we're doing is we are shedding our adolescence, and we are now entering into a preteen raged to the max rivalry.
Yeah.
With a group of people that I think are lovely, but I get can be annoying, and so therefore they must go down.
I get it, man. It's true. It just makes me sad. I would, in my ideal world, it's like, and it seems like we're doing the right steps, which I like. It's gonna be, this is a team we play the first 3 weeks of the year every season. Right. I think we should be paying them. Like they should just fill in that slot because it's still making us better. I think we should get
rid of them.
Well, it's like literally we gotta we gotta play some bottom dweller, and like we chose Montana State, which is like typically not this season, I don't think, but like a top FCS program. And that's kind of cool because it's like you have a little more to lose because it's like if you lose to them, it's gonna be super embarrassing. But you're probably going to destroy them, and you should pay them. Me personally, I just want Oregon State to fill that slot. We destroy them every season. We actually help them out, and the history books are still there. It's one of the most played games in the history of college football, so I want it to continue to happen.
If it's going to continue to happen, I think it should be merely an exhibition game, and it is a play if you want to.
It's just like in a backyard somewhere, yeah.
No, we'll use the field.
What if they beat us?
It up.
What if they?
We're here to make money.
What if they goddamn beat us? I would love it. Actually, that'd be probably the best episode of the Quack-12 ever if they beat us, and we have to come back and say it. Speaking of which, I think now's the time. I think we finally hit it, Aaron.
We got wild last week.
Oh yeah. There's no other time but the picks. The picks. That is right. I got it on loop. One more time. No, I'm joking. Oh, apparently I wasn't. 3 times in a row. Okay. Aaron, we got the picks, and let's start off by a really painful moment in my personal history, breaking down the results of last week, because Aaron, you wiped the goddamn floor with me.
Really?
Overall, I got
because we chose wildly different, but I was wild carding it the whole time.
You were wild carding it, and I think you were wild carding it supposedly because I was giving you my hot takes, or not hot takes, my like well, we all know this is going to happen. And you're like, I think this is going to happen. And I was just wrong a lot of these times.
Huh.
I got 6 correct picks.
Oh, that's not bad.
You got out of 11.
Sure.
You got 9-11.
All right.
Yeah. 9-11.
So the ones I missed, you also missed? Is that the idea?
Well, I'll tell you here. So there was like Colorado versus Houston. I went with Colorado because I thought, hey, they found maybe a new QB, and I was just feeling it. I don't know. So that one shocked me when I looked back at it.
Houston's hot right now.
I was like, I chose Colorado? Yeah, no, Houston kicked butt. They dominated the whole time. And Colorado may be bad without Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter and Shiloh Sanders.
Well, I understood it that the first Sanders wasn't actually good anyways.
Well,
am I being out of pocket saying that?
He's good in college football. In the NFL, our man Dylan Gabriel is beating him out for the second spot. And he may have chosen, he said, so supposedly the Ravens wanted him. They were like, yeah, we want you to be behind Lamar Jackson, which is pretty freaking smart. Like, I don't know. And he put the kibosh on it. He's like, no, I want to be a starter. Don't pick me. I don't want to play for you guys. And so instead,
he wants to be a starter?
Yeah, he wants to be a starter in the NFL, or at least a more likely starter, because Lamar Jackson's going to start. Like, you're not benching him for freaking Shadur Sanders. So he goes to the Browns, where it's more possible he could have started, but he's third. He's third behind Dylan Gabriel, who's learning and he's doing pretty dang good.
Hold on. Is there a universe now where the Cleveland Browns are a top tier team?
No, they're still not good. No, we're still not.
So what's Dylan Gabriel doing there at second place?
I mean, dude, just go to where you want. Like, go to where they'll have you. Dylan Gabriel's not the kind of player that's like, don't draft me. I'm going up better. He was just like, great, I'm a Brown now. I'll give you my bet. Like, yeah, he's a team player. I think that's pretty clear. Dylan Gabriel's a little more of a cool-headed like guy than Shadur Big Head Sanders, you know.
He got an ego?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
like his dad?
Oh, the son of prime time? Yeah. The guy who made his dad force his players to go watch him rap at a concert before a game? Yeah. Remember that?
Before a game?
I think it was like before or after or the day before. I don't know. I remember there was a headline. It was like, oh, my God. Anyways, so they lost. Colorado's bad.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
What a world we live in.
I know. Arizona, Kansas State. I was like, Arizona's going to by a million. I can't believe they're only favored by -1. You went with Kansas State. They've been really, really bad this season. Arizona did win this game, and they did like have a quick 2-score lead or something like that, but they nearly blew it through bad special teams and bad defense. It was like Kansas State could have won this in the end. But no, Arizona did win.
Okay.
So I got that one. UCLA, New Mexico. This one shocked me. I apparently chose UCLA, even though I've been over and over like, hey guys, UCLA bad. UCLA real bad. Just so y'all know, UCLA bad. Probably going 0-12 maybe. I went with UCLA because New Mexico is a team that hasn't beaten a Power 4 or 5 program since I think they said 2008. Like they're a lower league team and they're not especially good at that level. They humiliated UCLA. Wow. If you were to not know anything about these teams and just watch this, you're like, oh, so New Mexico must be the team on the higher level because they're just playing with a faster energy, just like an aggressive offense, took quick leads. And anytime UCLA was doing something, it felt like it was like, oh, it's amazing that worked out. And it was and it's like, wow, this is a competitive game. This is a good game. And it should have been the opposite. And in the end, New Mexico really jammed it down their throats. They finally got a 2-score lead, and then they added to that, and then they added to that. It was late, but it was New Mexico should not be able to do this against you. and they got their ass kicked so bad they fired their coach, Deshaun Foster. They fired him.
Whoa.
Who he was, and he's a legendary alumni from there. And he was always, I think it's very clear, always a placeholder coach. They're like, hey, maybe you can be a stopgap guy, but he didn't do a good job there. I don't know who could have done a good job after the crater.
So their season is officially over.
Maybe they'll get that dead cat bounce. I believe their DC is filling in. Doesn't really matter. They may be a little better because of this. Maybe you get you rally behind the new guy for this season or something. But
nah.
The higher ups at UCLA, they're not really organized. It's a bad situation there, which is silly because this is one of the teams, USC and UCLA. They blew up the Pac-12,
right?
To be part of,
right?
Very possibly go 0-9.
Well,
in the Big Ten.
I mean, didn't we basically discover that it was really just a money deal? That was the whole thing. Is they just want
it's all money, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
So here's what's fascinating, though, right? Is if your team sucks, you're not going to get to be on TV.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be on.
Or they're going to put you in bad spots, and guess what? You don't get money.
Yeah. It's goddamn ridiculous.
It is.
It's
That's
in
wild.
their QB. I don't want to shit on the guy too much, but he went from I'm at Tennessee, I'm a freaking star, I'm only making X million, I should be making this much more. And then he leaves their team at the last second and falls to UCLA, makes less money there. Not only that, he's on a way worse team, and so his NFL stock is plummeting.
Is this the one his dad was involved in the transaction?
The pageant dad, basically. And it's just it really is their quarterback matches the team in a way. It's wow, you blew up your stock for what? You blew up your home thing for a worse situation. Now, UCLA bad. And they're playing Northwestern pretty soon. I'm that's going to be a good game. Northwestern is at least trying to do, they're bad too, but they're trying. And so I'm really going to be rooting for Northwestern in that to get a win. Anyways, next was was Texas Tech versus Oregon State. Both of us were on Texas Tech. Both of us were right. We went over that game already. USC played, I'm trying to remember who the hell they played. Purdue.
Oh.
And this is USC, actually they were over the first couple of weeks, they were the number one scoring offense in the country. They were against, nothing teams, but they were the highest scoring team in the country. They seemed to be hey, they're getting things back together a little bit. Purdue definitely gave them more of a run for their money. It was more competitive. They did not score a ridiculous amount of points. They scored somewhere in the 30s, I believe. But they did end up on an awesome play in which a D lineman had a scoop and score, a big boy had a scoop and score, which basically iced the entire game. I was
fun.
I hate USC.
What is that?
That was fun to see.
There's that series where they show clips of all the big guys. Huh?
Well, I don't know about that, but there's legendarily the Piesman Trophy.
Oh,
it's for fat guy touchdowns, so they call it.
Oh
the
no, mine was mine is just a social media thing or YouTube thing. I think.
No, sure. Well,
it's just when big guys get the ball and they're like, oh shit.
This is absolutely this is probably right now the front runner for Piesman Trophy.
Badass.
It was,
badass.
And they actually get to eat pie, which is pretty cool. That's the coolest part. Yeah, they only beat them. They beat them 33-17, so their offense did come crashing down to earth. But hey, it's a conference win. It was USC is doing better than they have in the past. I don't know if they're world beaters, but yeah, we both chose USC. We had no faith in the Boilermakers. Next was Wazoo versus University of North Texas. The Texas boy you are, of course, you went with the mean green. I went with Wazoo. I don't really know why, and I was a fool. They got blown out. They're probably going to get blown out again against Washington. At least they won some games. like a game, unlike I think 2 games, unlike Oregon State, who should have tried to get their wins early against the easier competition, and they haven't. Though actually, Oregon State's played a tougher schedule. Utah and like Wazoo and Oregon State, because they're in this weird situation where they're in a conference of 2 teams, the Pac-2. They play. I've never seen this before in my life, unless you're talking about 1910 college football. They play each other twice in the regular season. I have never freaking seen that in college football.
It really is just the 2 of them.
Yes. And it's even weirder that they play twice because they could split it. And so it's like, hey, you guys, you're tied for first and last place in your own conference. It's so weird. It's the only time it's going to happen because they're going to be joining the Mountain West. Like, it's weird. Next is Utah. Utah took on Wyoming. In classic Utah, I'm really high on Utah. This may be a little less high on them because it did take them a while to get going on offense. But in true Utah fashion, they then covered like a 21-point cover spread or something like that. So it was a dominant victory. It's just in Utah fashion, it took forever to happen.
Sure.
And it was defense led. We both chose Utah. Minnesota versus Cal. Sagapolotele, I believe is his last name. They really do have a great QB. Cal's actually a really fun team to watch.
This is that new quarterback kid, greatest in the world.
He's really almost went to Oregon if we didn't have, Dante Moore and other backups. Like, he was planning on going to Oregon, but honestly went to Cal, and I love him there. And he seems to be he's getting the fan base like, holy hell, like, we were sad when Fernando Mendoza left. Like, this dude is maybe better. Like, he's a really fun QB to rally behind. Their defense is always pretty good. He scrambles enough, but mainly he's just got a great-ass arm and just is playing way above his age. And it's just like, damn, he throws a pretty ball. And he beat Minnesota, which is hey, way to go. It was a gritty game, and like Cal's typically always got a good defense. They could be a contender in the ACC. This should be a fun watch. I mean, who knows when they play? It'd be cool if they beat Miami, So Minnesota loses. I chose Minnesota. Boston College. I convinced you, Aaron. Stanford's going 0-12. They're the worst team in the world.
That's right.
Stanford beat the crap out of Boston College. They always have that random game, and they just chose Boston College to have it. Boston College must be bad. They must be ass, which also means Michigan State must be ass because that was a really close game. They took them to, it was an overtime game.
Who did I pick in that one?
I convinced you to choose Boston College.
Oh, okay.
We both did.
Awesome.
ASU, they played, I don't know, Texas State or something. I didn't even watch any of this game. They won. And then we both chose Oregon. So, yeah, you dominated, my man. And now it's time for us to actually get into these picks. I got my pen and paper. That's why you're hearing this in the mic right now. Aaron, we actually have some Pac-12 play because, yes, we are the only podcast that covers the OG Pac-12 still. And we got some quote-unquote conference play happening here.
Okay.
Let's get into it. And I believe we have a couple of buys. I know UCLA is on a buy.
Good for them.
And some other team that I can't quite remember which one is also on a buy. So there you go. We'll find out.
We'll figure it out. Context clues.
Starting off, of course, we have Oregon. Well, we'll wait for that pick. We'll make a dramatic choice. So up next after that one is Washington State, the Apple Cup.
The Huskies.
It's out of all the times for it to be awesome for Wazoo to beat them, this would be crazy. And they're in the Palouse. Like, people are going to show up to this game, even if they suck, win or lose, Cougs booze. But, yeah, there may be different kind of booze happening on the field today.
Oh, boy.
Whew. Yeah, I Washington's going to beat them, I think. I really hope they don't. It'd be really, really freaking funny if they lost this game of all games, but it's not going to happen. Hey, Washington tends to play down to bad teams sometimes, lately especially. Let's keep it going. We got this is like the game of the week. I think College Game Day is going to this, and I'm pretty excited for it. The very same Texas Tech team that humiliated Oregon State and like made mistakes in that game, but still was able to turn it into a blowout pretty quickly. They are on the road to Rice-Eccles Stadium to play Utah, who is flying under the radar.
Tough.
This is ranked. This is a 16-on-17 like game of the week. This could be good.
This is a tough one because I pick both teams to win every time they pop up.
Yeah. Who do you got?
So it really hurts to do this, I guess. But let's go with the Utes.
I'm also going the Utes. I feel like their defense is gonna I saw Oregon State have some pretty good defensive play, even though they got blown out again. But I think it was just a little too messy. And Oregon State's the best team Texas Tech has played this season. And now they're going to Rice-Eccles Stadium, where good teams go to die. And Utah's got a lot of momentum. It's going to be a crazy environment. I think Utah's winning. Let's keep it going, Aaron. Let's keep it going. We have, in fact, I hate that it's no longer easy to look up this shit because we're not actually in a conference in the real world. I got to scroll all the way down because it's probably going to be late because we're West Coast teams. That's why we were in a freaking conference together. Where we already picked Washington Wazoo. Here we go. Stanford versus Virginia. This is a conference game for them. Weird. Stanford will be on the road. They looked dead in the water, but hey, they just beat Boston College. Virginia is 2-1, looking to have a uptick here in a season. Who do you got? I don't know much about Virginia.
I'm going Virginia.
Well, yeah, that's right, Virginia. It's so weird because I was just like, there's no way Stanford's winning anything. And then they beat...
And then they did.
Boston College? And against BYU, maybe Stanford's defense is better than I give it credit for. I think their offense is bad. I do need to make up picks to catch up with you.
And they are your favorite team.
They're my favorite team in the world as well.
Do it.
Fuck it. Stanford.
Do it.
Go Card.
Nice. You're probably going to get that one.
No, I think it was a really dumb mistake. I think I panicked. Now we also got Arizona State, who is 2-1 after a close loss to Mississippi State. They take on Baylor. I don't know much about the Baylor Bears. What do you got?
I'm going Baylor.
Waco. You love Waco, don't you?
My dad is from Waco.
So there you go. Enough said. I think I love ASU. I'm just going to assume Kenny Dillingham has something in the tank and that he's just going to whip something out. I love ASU. I love Kenny Dillingham, so we'll see. My actual second favorite team.
The best of luck to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you do actually really like them. I like that.
So that same Wyoming team, which at least held with Utah for a while, they will be on the road to take on Colorado. Colorado, they've lost to Georgia Tech. They've lost to Houston. Georgia Tech also upset Clemson. So they're likely a pretty good team. And Houston looks like a good team as well. So Colorado's 2 losses, they didn't look great in them, but they have been against decent teams, but they're 1-2. Wyoming should have less talent, and they're playing at Boulder. Who do you got?
Colorado.
I also will go with Colorado.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I think it'll be like closer than it should be, but I'm going with Colorado. They're just a more talented team. California, travels to San Diego State, California. I love this QB. I love the defense. Who do you got?
Cal.
I also got Cal. I love their QB so much that
Baskin, what's this kid's name again?
You jerk.
Don't worry about it.
No. I am trying to learn it. And I love making fun of people that refuse to learn names. So, of course, I just accidentally clicked out of it. I want to see it to say it because I want to do him the proper respect.
I like to also laugh at people who refuse to learn, period.
Ooh, wow. That was deep, Aaron.
Yeah.
So, Cal, I'm just going to give it another shot here. This must be thrilling radio here. And like, I've heard this on so many other podcasts. People are like, okay, I'm going to try to say his name. The cowardly thing to do is be like, oh, yeah, JK, yes, he's doing really. It's like, come on. Okay, here it is.
Oh, wait. So Jaren this kid actually has a difficult. Okay, sorry.
Jaren Kiawe Sagapolutele.
This is the quarterback of the future.
Yeah, and he's from Hawaii. We love our Hawaiian QBs. Hopefully one day he transfers to Oregon. That'd be cool. Hopefully he likes millions of dollars.
Say it one more time. Jaren
Kiawe.
Kawa.
Jaren Kiawe. I think it's Kiawe. Keawe.
Okay.
And then last name Sagapolutele.
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 There you go. And then last but not least, my man, to end the night, which could be a fun night of football, we have Michigan State visits number 25 USC at 8 p.m. on Fox. Michigan State, they are undefeated, but they really had to get to overtime.
They fell.
Yeah, to take on goddamn Boston College, which lost to Stanford. So take with that as you will. USC, though, their only real test was against Purdue, and it was a game, but they did end up winning comfortably, but they didn't look like the best team in the world against Purdue. Who do you got? This is an interesting. I'm probably just going opposite of you because I don't know.
Okay, because
USC is at home. USC is at home.
I think Michigan State's going to win this.
Yeah, good, because I do think USC will win it. So I'm glad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think we got everybody. Maybe we missed someone. I forget who's on bye and who's
Oregon.
not.
Oregon State.
Oh, there we go. Oregon State. Should I pencil you in for Oregon State?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
In an alternate timeline where hell hath frozen over.
Oh, damn it. You got me.
I'm going with Oregon.
Okay. Aaron, so we got that. Let's get into the real nitty-gritty of it. Your super specific prediction was fucking insane last week.
And way off.
Mine was... It very well could have happened. I said it would be our lowest scoring game of the season thus far, which it was. That was an easy one. But also I said we would blank them. And we could have
really close.
We could have blanked them.
Yeah.
But we didn't. So what do you got for this one? Oregon State.
For this game, my super specific prediction is that gosh, they're always so much harder when you know too much. You know what I mean? Being a dummy must be nice. It's a shame I have to laugh at you if you are one. So let's just say that... Where is this game happening again?
Eugene, Oregon, baby. Ever heard of it?
Okay, this is a home game. The super specific prediction is that we will run back the opening kickoff for 6 points. And we will go for 2.
That's a great one. I could totally see it happening, and it's a really good, especially because their special teams is ass. They fucking suck, as their coach said. That's a really good one, Aaron. For me,
good.
I'm doing this.
I'm glad because it took me forever.
This is me. Yeah, this is me more doing wish fulfill, like putting the wish out that I want to happen. Luke Moga will have more passing yards than Dante Moore. And Mekhi Hughes will have the most touchdowns out of all the running backs. I want this all to happen.
The initial thing I wanted to say was that Dante Moore would not start.
Ooh, I don't like that. That's scary. That's like injury shit. Or
well,
it's like
only because
so
we don't need him for this.
I would love the confidence of that, of truly, but it's like he's at least playing a draw. I mean, he's playing probably the entire first half, unless it's literally like some crazy anomaly of like, holy shit, we're up 28-0 in the first quarter. Like he's playing the full first half, I imagine. But I don't want him to. That'd be crazy awesome if Luke Moga just starts.
Yeah.
And Brock Thomas in the second half or a walk-on. And then Kenyon Sadiq just fourth quarter just plays quarterback. I'd love all that. And if all that happens, and even if it doesn't, we will be here on the Quack 12 podcast next week to break it down. Quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
Quack.